232 YouTube Live yoga routine. So this is number 232. Take off my glasses. Take off my glasses so I can see. Makes no sense. It does, because I can't see up close with my glasses. So this is number 232 YouTube Live yoga routine. And today I'm going to continue to talk about, in a roundabout way, focus. But what we've done, or at least what I've done, is went outside of focus, of focusing on that one thing in order to explain what is the thing that is focusing. Trying to determine what it is. And it happens through an experience to understand what is focusing. Maybe there's not something that is focusing. Rather, focus just exists by itself. Maybe. Again, it's an experience. And maybe people experience it differently. So today, what I want to talk about is a meditation, in a roundabout way, a meditation of tapping into this experience that thoughts do not exist. In the sense that there's not a collection of thoughts that give this notion of a self. Well, let me rephrase that. There is a collection of thoughts that gives a notion of the self, but that collection of thoughts that gives a notion of the self does not exist because thoughts do not exist in a roundabout way in yogic philosophy. I'm not saying believe this. I'm just saying understand this. I'm just explaining something. You don't have to believe it. But it's okay and kind of cool to comprehend something that you might not believe. So today, I pulled up a old Twitter, an old tweet from Eckhart Tolle that was tweeted on December 30th, 2018. And this is about you wondering what your next thought will be. Now, Eckhart Tolle didn't come up with this idea. This already existed. But I guess it's been connected to him. And it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The truth is there no matter who said it or how it came up. But it's a good experiment. He calls it an experiment. I call it a meditation, but it's really not a meditation. It is kind of a meditation. But so yesterday I talked about finding the thinker. So finding the thinker, thinking thoughts. And this is just meditation to see if you can find the thing that is watching your, lowercase y, your thoughts. So we have this notion, which could be an illusion, or maybe not, that is watching your thoughts. So you are watching your thoughts. That's the common feeling. Feels real. You are watching your thoughts. And then through meditation, you realize, hey, I'm not watching my thoughts. But then you have this thing that's above, this feeling, this experience that there's something watching you watch your thoughts. And then through meditation and time and practice, you realize, wait, that's just part of my thoughts too. Maybe that doesn't exist either. In other words, does anything exist outside your thoughts? Does anything exist outside the brain? When the brain is popping, boom, 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 have all these, it has all these thoughts. Boom, 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 boom. When you calm that down, does anything exist outside of that? I'm not saying it does, I'm not saying it doesn't. It's a question. So this is Eckhart Tolle's tweet. He says, try a little experiment. Close your eyes and say to yourself, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. Then become very alert and wait for the next thought. Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle. And supposedly this is on page 93, The Power of Now. I used to have that book. I think I lost it or gave it away, but maybe it's on 93 or not. I don't know. Maybe this is not even his Twitter account. I think it is. Even if it isn't, this is a experiment. This is a meditation. This is known within the yoga circles. I've heard it 20-something years ago before this tweet. So I wonder what my next thought is going to be. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to begin in easy pose, which is the modification of the lotus. And you're going to ask yourself, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. You can shorten that up and say, what is my next thought? And then you feel, you don't say it in your head, you feel, what is my next thought? You're trying to experience, what is my next thought? Experience, capital E. When I say experience, I think of a capital E. You're trying to experience, what is my next thought? What is my next thought? What is my next thought? That's the meditation we're going to do. What is my next thought? Or you can say it like Eckhart Tolle. I wonder what my next thought is going to be. Whatever you do, stick to that same so-called mantra. It's not a mantra, but what is my next thought? What is my next thought? And become alert. Very important. That's part of the meditation. Become alert. Become open. And wait for the next thought. You have to be alert. You have to be aware. You have to be open and wait for the next thought. What is my next thought? What is my next thought? And we're going to do that for 2 minutes in the easy pose. Then we're going to stand up and do 2 sun salutations with modifications. And then back to the easy pose. And we're going to do that again, that meditation, so-called meditation. And then, boom, we'll be done. And that will be, I forgot what it was, 232 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. The calendar there, can't see it. But since I said it, I remembered. I'll put up my phone. Get my pants. I know these pants are loud and a microphone. I have a mic right there. It's not mine, I borrowed it. I realized the handle. All right. So we're going to begin in mountain pose. We're going to begin in easy pose. I begin in mountain pose usually. That's why I always say that. Begin in easy pose. So an easy pose, it's an easy pose. So get comfortable. You do the lotus, you do the lotus. You can't, you do the easy pose. So the hands are to your knees, maybe in your lap. Maybe you're leaning against the wall. Maybe one leg is out. Maybe you're leaning back like this. Maybe you begin like this, and halfway through, your back is getting fatigued. Just lean back. That's part of yoga. You're learning to adjust. You're learning to be, okay, my back is starting to get fatigued. And you lean back. It's all right. It doesn't matter. That's part of modifying it, going with the flow. Don't want to fight it. If your back is getting fatigued, just an example. Back is getting fatigued, you want to get comfortable because your mind will start focusing on your back. So you want to get comfortable, just adjust. And that's all part of what we're learning on the yoga mat. So when you're off the yoga mat and you're in the so-called real world, you move throughout the day, you adjust. Some things you don't fight against. Sometimes that's not the right thing to do. You go around it. You adjust. You go over it, under it, whatever. Or you adjust that situation. So, excuse me. So, back is straight. going to do it for 2 minutes, and I didn't get forgot my stopwatches on my phone. So professional. This is professionalism 101. How to do yoga in a professional way. Get your phone, start coughing, mess up your words, try to find a stopwatch on your old phone. This is an old phone that I use all the time. I have a new phone, but I don't use it. Talk about your phones. Professional. Okay, so we're going to do 2 minutes, and what you're going to ask yourself is, what is my next thought? That's what you're going to ask yourself. And you're not asking with your thoughts. You're feeling this. You're experiencing. You're becoming aware of what is my next thought. And you wait for the next thought. You don't wait for it to come. You wait to know what your next thought is going to be. And supposedly, for some, what happens is you tap into this experience where there's no thoughts. So let's go ahead and begin. So remember, just repeat in a realization and an experience, what is my next thought? 2 minutes. And go ahead and stop. Went 2 minutes and 22 seconds on accident because I did the stopwatch. I didn't do the timer. I meant to do the timer where it would go ding, ding, ding at the end. I did the wrong thing. So that's 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So go ahead and stand up. We'll go to mountain pose. Now you're just going to focus on the breathing. I should have relaxed you. Tapped you into a space where there's no thoughts, into an experience where there's no thoughts. That's the objective, that's the goal. Now, you're just going to focus on your breathing. In the mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted. Arms relax, shoulders relax. You're lengthening up, so you lift up and then let the bones sit on top of each other. Just find that stability in the pose where you're stable. You're becoming one like a mountain. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. Inhale as much as you can. Once you go nice and easy, it's the first stretch, so just go nice and easy. Then hinge forward from the lower back. Keep the back straight or as straight as you can get it. And you're just going to fall in the ragdoll. The ragdoll, the arms dangling, the head is dangling. You're not pushing yourself down. You're not pulling yourself down. You're just letting go. Letting the body go where the body goes. Don't judge it. Just accept it. So if you're not going down as far as you think you should, doesn't matter. Let go and just accept. Acceptance will allow you to enter into oneness, which is yoga. If you're going down and you're thinking, man, I'm doing this perfectly, that's judgment too. Let go of that. That's not what we're doing. The palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then you exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in. Push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. Forehead's going to the knees. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, push all the air out. And we're going to do two more. Arch the back, raise the head, inhale. Then exhale, as you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, push all the air out. And last one, arch the back, raise the head, inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Once all the air is gone, you release the breathing and just let yourself breathe. Keep yourself in the pose. So you're pulling in and down, forehead's going to the knees. But once you accept, it's almost like you're not pulling yourself in and down anymore. You're becoming one with the pose. Inhaling, exhaling, letting yourself breathe. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. It pushes you out of the pose slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. You're letting go. You're letting it happen. When you exhale, the belly goes in, you go back into the pose. Palms inside the feet into a low lunge. So left leg is back. The back foot, the top of the foot's to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, palms are to the floor. Maybe you're to your fingertips. Maybe you're up like this. Doesn't matter. Wherever you are, you accept. Now lengthen up. If the knees are over the toes, you want to lengthen up. You're feeling opened. Remember, accept. So if you're feeling like you're closed up because you're down, let go of that. That's judgment. That will prevent the mind and body from becoming one. So here's the mind, here's the body. Judgment is here, trying to be somewhere is here. All those are barriers. Get rid of that so the mind and body can become one. You accept where you are. The pose does not dictate whether you feel open or not. That is what you're learning. So when you're off the yoga mat and you're in a situation where you're feeling closed in, maybe a job, you accept where you are. And then that allows you to know where to go from there, or allows you to reinterpret your situation and you think, man, this job is awesome. It's all the mindset. And we're going to go to high lunge. So curl the toes out on the back, knee goes up. Get the leg as straight as you can. I'm just going to stay here a little bit longer than we usually do. We usually use it as a transition pose. I can't really talk right now. I got too relaxed on accident. I'm like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I mean, I can't talk anyway, but that's definitely what's happening. And then downward dog. The downward dog, you are pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor, or the heels are into the floor. You're pushing. Head is relaxed. Neck is relaxed. Let the head dangle. And then once you're settled, you accept where you are and you just focus on the breathing. Now you are pushing into the pose. You're pushing as far as you can to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot for yourself and accept where you are. Don't judge it. Become one with the pose. And now you slide into the upward dog. You can drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. It's a transition pose or movement. And with the upward dog, tops of the feet are to the floor, palms are to the floor. And then you can modify this pose. So if you need to go down, you go down. And chest comes off the floor. Palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up. They're just there. Or you do the upward dog and just do the best you can. And then back to downward dog. Pushing into it. Really, really push into it now. Settle, accept, focus on the breathing. Bring the left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor and the back, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, head is up, front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some and just feel open. Get into pose, settle, and just feel open. And you're focusing on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. You're experiencing openness. You're experiencing what's happening in the body. But you're not focused on that stuff. You're focusing on the breathing. Focusing on the breathing heightens your awareness and lets the yoga routine become a form of a moving meditation. Go to high lunge, curl the toes out on the back, knee goes up, get the leg as straight as you can. We're not going to stay here long, but we usually just use it as a transition pose. But we're going to stay here a little bit longer than we usually do. Now standing forward bend, right leg comes up. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Pull yourself in and down. Once you're in and down, accept and just focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. And then turn the palms out, push the air down and out. Exhale, one more sun salutation, and we're going to move through it quicker, following your breathing. So just listen to what I say and follow what I say if you want. Exhale, standing forward bend, get all the air out, push all the air out slowly. And then left leg is back, low lunge, opening up. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then downward dog, exhale, get all the air out. Push all the air out. Pushing into the pose, and then slide into the upward dog. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. Go into the pose as much as you can. And then back to downward dog, exhale. Pushing into it. Get all the air out. Then left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. Then standing forward bend. Exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. The palms together. Reach out. Up and back. Inhale. Then exhale. And then to mountain pose. Finding that stability in the mountain pose. Just focus on the breathing. And we're going to go back to easy pose. And what you're going to do is wonder, experience, become alert, and wait for the next thought. And we're going to do this for 2 minutes. And I'm not going to do the stopwatch this time. I'm going to do the countdown for 2 minutes. The timer, that's what it's called. No, that's 20 minutes. I want to do that. So remember, you're going to think of your next thought. So you're going to wonder what your next thought will be. You're going to wait for it. You can become alert. You're going to stay aware, waiting for your next thought. So you're going to ask yourself and experience, sense, what is my next thought? What is my next thought? What is my next thought? You're not repeating this in your head. You're experiencing what is my next thought. Let me get the clock right. Good. Palms together. Thumbs to the heart center. That's it. So that is number 232 YouTube Live. 18. And I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.